Good morning and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. I remember a few years ago doing a series of sermons on questions people asked Jesus. A year or two later, I followed that up with a sermon series on questions Jesus asked people. In each of them, I looked at gospel stories where questions were posed to or by Jesus. It was an interesting series of sermons, but if you really look at the Gospels, what may be more significant than questions asked by or to Jesus are the questions people asked about Jesus. They are all over the Gospel, and let me give you a good example. When Jesus and his disciples were crossing the Sea of Galilee in a boat, a great storm arose so that the disciples were afraid. They woke Jesus, and Jesus stilled the storm. In the sudden calm, no one said anything. They stared at Jesus and asked, "Who is this, that even the wind and sea obey him?" That's the question everyone was asking about Jesus. Who is this? Who is this who teaches with such authority? Who is this who can heal as he does? Who is this who feeds 5,000 people with a sack lunch? On and on it goes as people ask who Jesus is. As we wrap up this week of celebrating Christmas in July, as we wrap up celebrating Christ's presence among us not only at Christmas time, but all year long, we turn finally to the hymn that asks the same question. Who is this who comes? What child is this? This tune comes from the 1500s and is one of the few tune names we might know, Greensleeves. Legend says that King Henry VIII wrote this himself, but that's unlikely. The melody probably predates him by hundreds of years. Nevertheless, it was an immensely popular tune then as it is now. And as hard as it might be for us to imagine, it was a popular drinking song in the pubs of the day, of course with different words. The words we associate with the melody now were written by William Chatterton Dix in 1865 after a life-threatening illness. As he recuperated, Dix had time to reflect deeply about his faith. At Christmas, those reflections led to this song. But the key to it all is the focus on the child. What child is this, the song asks. He looks like a normal baby, but, oh, that's the thing. Who this child is, what this child came to do, boggles the mind. God's grace has a way of doing that. What child is this? He looks like a normal child, but not all is as seems. Not by a long shot. We have been given a gift. What child is this? He is our Savior, Christ the Lord. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.